The moon is high, we've got some opinions. It's time for late night debates. I'm Jess.
And I'm Lindsay.
I almost introduced you two, and then I was like, Lindsay knows her own name.
No, I don't.
Sometimes I worry. We are discussing today the best Scooby Doo animated movie. Because the one with Buffy in it, like, come on, it had Buffy.
The live action, like, before we start.
And so many memes.
It holds up. Like
that
is, I think, the best live action version of an animated series.
Yeah,
or like
definitely at least a cartoon.
Yeah, they made it cartoonish enough. Like, it really stuck to the Scooby Doo vibes. Yeah.
Like, just, it's gonna be silly. Let it be silly.
Yeah.
So, I'm breaking my own rules because you're supposed to choose one. But my favorite for comedy was Big Top Scooby Doo because Fred was like, I tripped over 40 people, caused a hurricane, probably shot JFK, and then I fell. And that was such chaotic energy.
That was the one too with like the other Hanna-Barbera cartoons, like the dog. Like what are they called? The villain, what's his name? Was he's from another Hanna-Barbera cartoon with a dog, and they rescued his dog.
Oh. I didn't know it was from another one.
Oh yeah, and they had like I think they had a poster for like the Hex Girls. Like it had a lot of Easter eggs in that one, and like references.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
It was just funny.
Yeah.
But my favorite for horror was Scooby Doo Zombie Island, and I like horror a little more than comedy, so I'm going with Zombie Island.
So I also have two.
We are breaking all kinds of rules
I know.
today.
For nostalgia purposes, the Boo School, because
Ghoul School?
Ghoul School? Oops.
I think it's Boo Brothers and Ghoul School.
Boo Brothers was another good one, but like the Ghoul School, I think I watched a lot as a kid. I don't know why. I remember like little baby Frankenstein and like, well, I think they called her Frankenstein. I don't know if they called her dad. Maybe they called him Frankenstein's monster. Frankie? Maybe that was her name. And then the best one I think is Witch's Ghost.
Witch's Ghost.
The Witch's Ghost. Obviously I'm not doing great with the names today, but it's the Hex Girls one. Yeah, it's the Hex Girls one.
It did have good music.
Yeah. Either you were in love with the Hex Girls or do you want to be the Hex Girls? I wanted to be the Hex Girls.
Yeah. Which one did you want to be?
Probably the one with black hair because I have black hair.
The one in red. I liked her because she like had her little vampire fang. She was so extra.
Or the lead singer because I sing.
Wasn't she the lead singer?
I think so.
Yeah. So same one.
Listen.
Consistency.
We're the Hex Girls and we're gonna put a spell on you. Gonna put a spell on you. It's still a good song. It bop.
It is. They also had the one at the end that was about peace and love and stuff.
But everyone just remembers the Hex Girl song.
That's true.
There's also Scooby Doo and Kiss, or like...
Oh yeah, they also did Scooby Doo and Batman.
Yeah, I was about to say that one too. There was a lot. And there's one that I like remember so vaguely that I feel like it was like they were at like a Christmas play and then they were at a cabin. I do not remember. Like... We had it on VHS, but I could not tell you what the name of it was, and I think I only saw it like once or twice. It's like, it was, if anyone knows just from the vague description I've given, that they're like at a stage, I don't know, if you know what I'm talking about, comment, please.
Okay, so, I guess before we even get into talking about our picks and defending them, I also want to throw out I guess it's a point of contention in the fandom, but I actually kind of liked Cyber Chase.
Yes.
It was weird and like, but it had a bunch of villains, and when I was a kid, I was like, more villains equals, more is more, and I like that.
We had Cyber Chase on VHS or DVD, but we had
VHS
Cyber Chase
for me.
Yeah, we had Cyber Chase, and we would watch that. We watched that a couple times. But
it was when they were in the gladiator ring in that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they went to a gladiator place.
I remember like just feeling weird about that one, just because it felt like the end of Scooby Doo.
It did. I think I've seen people talk like it was the end of the previous age of Scooby Doo and the beginning of the new age, and the new age had more real monsters. Oh. Scooby Natural. I don't think I can say that's my favorite Scooby Doo movie because it wasn't a movie and it wasn't fully Scooby Doo, but like I love that so much. Like everyone's existential crisis, like Fred being like, "Oh my god, I'm useless," and I think it was it was Daphne who was like, "If there are ghosts, then there's an afterlife and there's a hell. Am I going to hell?" I'm like, I love that they have been given an existential crisis.
Of course you do.
It's so funny.
I feel like, but the cyber chase, it gave me a very similar feeling to the Rugrats All Grown Up movie that just showed like the OG Rugrats era was over. We're doing Rugrats All Grown Up. So it's a very like almost kind of melancholy feeling of like we're leaving childhood now. Like both of those gave me that feeling.
Yeah.
Like even watching Cyber Chase for like the first time. Yeah. And I remember watching like late at night with Ben and my mom.
Yeah. Alright, so our favorites. Do you remember anything about the Witch's Ghost aside from the Hex Girls?
Witches? First of all, I mean, witches. Hey, that's a good argument right there. Witches are cool. I loved like at Halloween Town, I was a witch like 4 years in a row for Halloween because I wanted to be one. After watching Halloween Town, I was like, I'm not 13 yet. I could still be a witch. Like,
yeah, I want magic.
Yeah, I wanted to be a witch so badly. So yeah, witches, there's a plus. Hex Girls, great music. Like, come on. That's those are my arguments. I remember more about the.
I'm pretty sure they were in Salem.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember more about the Ghoul School. I remember it was like Shaggy and Scooby were opening up a Ghoul School. And they were like, I don't know why, because they were like, we are scared of these people. But they were like, I think it was, if I remember, it's been a very long time since I've watched either of these. If I remember correctly, it was like, well, if we help, like, we teach them, like, they can't scare us. Like,
Okay.
So, and then, like, there was a race. There was a really weird, like, car race. I swear.
Sounds great.
Yeah. I could be remembering that totally wrong, but I swear there was, like, some car race.
Oh, my God. All right. So, mine, I did not get to see much Scooby Doo, like, without having to get it on, like, a VHS back in the day. And actually, most of the Scooby Doo that I did see, for any of you, it might just be a Pennsylvania thing, knowing Giant Eagle, and they had a place called the Eagle's Nest, and it was basically daycare in a grocery store while your parents went shopping.
Yeah, Publix didn't have that.
It was really cool because they have video games and they had a TV, and as soon as I came in, I was like, that TV is mine and I'm watching Scooby Doo. That's where I saw most of my Scooby Doo. But this one, I actually got to take home, and I did get to watch at night. And I was like, oh, I'm so ready. Zombie Island. And it was, I think, the only Scooby Doo that actually scared me a little bit.
That's the one I rewatched, like, the cartoon movie I rewatched the most recently, and it definitely is freaky.
Zombie Island? Yeah, because, like, they weren't, like, there was still mystery and a twist of, like, people behind it to discover, but it really was, like, cursed zombies. And then, like, the cat god thing was a little weird, but, like, they had magic, and and the way they used voodoo dolls, and it was like, oh no, they're really in danger this time. And I was like, oh, scary.
You have such a better memory with me. Because, like, I watched these movies so many times. I watched Scooby-Doo the show all the time. And I'm like, I don't even remember if the Ghoul School is the one with the race. Now I'm like, I could be mixing up two different movies. But I watched them multiple times, all the time. And I just remembered two more. I swear there's one with the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh, yes, there is. I did watch that one.
I do remember that one. That was good, too. And El Chupacabra.
Oh, yeah.
That was the one I liked. Because that one had, like, a song at the end, like, the end credits that I just remember dancing around to as a kid. Like,
do you remember your favorite Scooby-Doo episode?
I don't have the memory you do. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I don't know. Maybe I'm like, I like this filing
I
it
think
away.
maybe the one I probably remember the most is the one with he's a ghost that's in the second movie of the live action. The one with, what's it called? It's kind of Scuba Deer, but it's Scuba Gear, but it's not. It's like,
yeah. Wasn't that like Captain Cutler or something?
Yes, I remember that episode.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't remember enough. I'm sorry.
My favorite was Jeepers Creeper, because it had this guy in a mask and kind of like a hunch. He kind of a little bit looked like Frankenstein a little bit, but he was like lumbering after them. And it was in the middle of like nowhere. So a lot of times they go to haunted houses or places like that, and it's like a contained, but this was like in the middle of nowhere, not many people around to help, like small town. It actually kind of like gave me Texas Chainsaw for Kids vibes.
Did you see this episode at Giant Evil? Or like, do you remember, because you watched more recently than me, like when you got older and you were like, I want to watch Scooby Doo? Like, why do you remember this?
This one, I think, was also one of the ones that we had like on VHS, or it might have been one of the ones when I went to my grandmother's house. I got to watch TV because she had cable. It was lovely.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't remember the episode.
Maybe you watched too much. I watched it so rarely that I remember it. Yeah. And you watched
For
so
me,
much it all blends together.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this race one could be a complete different episode. I also remember like a really inappropriate joke. I don't remember if it's in the Boo Brothers or the Ghoul School. I think it's one of those two, or it could be a show. And I think Scrappy Doo is in this movie.
Oh, Scrappy.
Yeah. But like only I don't remember, but like they go to like a farm and there's a girl in like a red flannel, like tied up blonde like pigtails, or maybe they're braids, and like Daisy
Farm Harley Quinn.
Yeah, but she like hooks up with Shaggy. Like
did he like give her some weed and they?
I don't know. Remember, it was just like I think
just
like
happened,
like
man.
she's like kissing him, and like we see that, but then there's like they just like appear out of this. Like I feel like there was an inappropriate joke in there that I missed as a kid. Like
it's like in Road to El Dorado.
Yes, I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying.
Like
I feel like
that
that's what
adult,
happens. Like it's something like you come out of somewhere and it's like
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And as a kid, you're just like la-di-da-da-da. They were just rolling in the field.
But that's the thing. I feel like it all blends together for me. Like, and even like with the Hex Girls and all that stuff, reminds me of Danny Phantom. Like everything, all the cartoons blend together at this point.
My best friend in elementary had the biggest crush on Danny Phantom.
Everyone had a crush on Danny Phantom.
And I never saw it.
He has black hair.
Never saw the show.
And except when he's a ghost, he has gray hair, silver hair. Don't you want to date a ghost? I don't.
I mean, I'd have to meet the ghost first.
Yeah.
You know, get to know
Danny
him.
Phantom, he was just 14 when his parents built a really strange machine. It's Danny Phantom.
Wait. Did his parents kill him?
Pretty much. They turn him into a ghost. He's half ghost.
You know what a ghost is.
He's a boy and he just goes, I'm going ghost, and he turns into a ghost and he has his ghost powers. It's a power. It's magic.
Anywho, Zombie Island, pretty good.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. I liked when Scooby Doo had monsters that were actually monsters, because like yes, humans are the greatest monsters of all, and real estate brokers the most, I guess.
It's usually like Wall Street guys and real estate brokers and like.
It always seemed like real estate. Like I wanted this piece
Wasn't
of
there
land.
the mayor,
I wanted this
like,
house. Oh yeah, the mayor.
Yeah, politicians. They got it right. They weren't wrong.
They were very correct. But I also just give me a
remember
real
that
monster
episode with the mayor.
Actually, they like the few ones where they actually had real monsters, like Zombie Island. They didn't really react to it as much as you would think they would, because
I'm sure they
natural.
Probably, yeah. Well, that was Scooby Natural,
That was
but like
so much fun.
I feel like in these I mean, they don't go this deep into it because they're like, oh, it's just a children's cartoon, we're not gonna react to it. But I feel like if we wanted to like headcanon what happens afterwards, it was probably where they were like, that was all fake, right? That's all fake. We agree.
All fake.
We agree.
It was fake.
It's fine.
We
all got into Shaggy's stash.
Yeah, Shaggy, like, maybe check what you're getting off the street.
Yeah. I love that part in the first Scooby-Doo live action movie where it's playing, it like shows the van and there's like smoke coming out of the top of it and they're playing Pass the Dutchie. But then they go inside the van and they're just grilling. And it's like, okay. We all know they're stoners, like.
Yeah, why are we pretending?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, I just thought, in Scooby Natural, Velma was flirting quite a bit with Sam. And in the new one, she was with that girl. So, everyone's been saying she's gay, but is she bi? Or are there two different Velmas?
But they're two different Velmas, aren't they? Because it's not the same as the live action Velma who had a crush on a guy.
That's true.
It's
different. What is
alternate
the lore?
Alternate universe, there could be a bisexual Velma, there could be a lesbian Velma, could be a straight Velma. She could be pan, she could be anything she wants to be.
Huh. So your sexuality changes by universe.
It could.
Interesting. Yeah, I never quite knew like how much the lore applied, like how much it was across, like this Velma is also this Velma, or it's just like
I mean, they have their like core personality.
Yeah.
Like
also she didn't know any of their last names.
I don't think it's said in the children's cartoon that way. I was also a child. I wasn't out here looking up the lore like you are as an adult.
I knew.
Because you looked it up as an adult.
I pick up on things.
No! I know Scooby Doo, but I don't know, like, Fred Jones. Okay, now that I think about it, I remember that's his name. But
and
what's it?
Daphne Blake.
I don't remember that well. Daphne Blake, that's in the that's in the Scoob movie. I do remember them saying that. Which that was a cute movie too. Scoob is cute.
Yeah, that was pretty cute. Mm-hmm. I think I do remember, I watched something that was like a faux interview with the Mystery Inc. Like, it was kind of like a behind the scenes of Mystery Inc. thing where it was like an episode where they were talking about how they went on mysteries and like a recap and like, you know, like they do for like if they went behind Ghost Files or something. Mm. And I watched that and I think that might be how I knew it. Because they were talking about like how they got together in high school, that Shaggy's name was like Norman Rogers.
I do remember that. I think that and Fred Jones are mentioned in the live actions. Yeah,
I think those are too.
I just didn't know Velma and Daphne's names.
I had to look up Velma Dinkley.
Yeah.
Because what kind of name is Dinkley? Yeah. Stop it.
Stop it. Leave her alone.
She's trying.
So many people were Velma for Halloween this year now that I think about it.
She's fun. She's fun and easy. Yeah, when I didn't think. I don't think before things leave my mouth.
Okay.
But I remember when I was little, I had friends and
what is happening right now?
I don't know. And they were sisters. And we hung out together because our moms were friends, and that's what happens when you're a baby and you're friends with your mom's
your
friends'
kids.
Yeah. So, and they were like, we were all girls, and this happened more than once actually. They were like, okay, I'm gonna be Daphne and I'm gonna be Velma, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna be Fred because then I can be the leader and tell you what to do.
You wouldn't have wanted to be the dog?
No, because then I get to be the leader.
Oh, okay. I would have been Scooby.
That's the same thing. I don't know. Did you ever read those Warrior Cat books?
No, I didn't. I feel like I'm the only person that did it.
Everyone also, they were like, we're gonna play cats. And all of my friends took all the girl cats, and I'm like, fine, I'm gonna be Firestar and tell everyone what to do. Like,
yeah.
I never got to be a girl.
I would have been like, put him up, puppy power!
And we would have kicked you out of the friend group.
Yeah.
As they did to Scrappy.
Yeah, as they should have.
I'm just remembering the last.
I know. I know, I completely forgot until I rewatched it this year that Scrappy is the villain. Like, what? Sorry if you've never seen that, but what are you doing?
I wonder if my sister's seen that.
She's about to.
Yeah, she should. I'll text her back about the nail polish and be like, hey.
Okay, can you watch Scooby Doo?
Yeah, if you want a Christmas present, you'll watch Scooby Doo with me.
Wow. I'm gonna start saying that to my brother. If you want a Christmas present, you're gonna have to give me $1 million.
I don't think that has the same vibe as what I said. But...
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with myself.
I think that's the point of these videos. It always ends with we agree with ourselves and not you.
We go, agree to disagree. That's not what I was going for. I want to shake hands.
No. Gotta do the tough one.
Okay, you're kind of hurting me.
Ah!
I wrestle.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm not prepared. Hold on.
I wasn't actually gonna give it anything, but now I am. That wasn't a very good, like, this
I
is
know.
soft.
Because here's the thing, I totally gave up too, because I'm like, I had a moment where I'm like, even if I could beat her, I can't, because she's never gonna let that happen. She will, like, summon the strength of God to beat me. Like, she watches more anime. She has the power of God and anime on her side.
True.
You also lift heavier weights than I do, because I don't really care to do that, because I'm still healthy regardless. And then I really just gave up because I looked at how hard you were trying, and I was like, it's not that deep.
It's very deep. I just have to win. Also, the fact that I get, like, to here and I can't really...
But I have that muscle that you were talking about you were impressed with on the back of my arm. Because that has been there my entire... Like, not my entire life.
More muscle baby.
I was born yoked. I played softball for, like, 10 years, and you use, like, that muscle with throwing and hitting and stuff. And so even, like, when I had, like, surgeries and didn't work out for, like, 2 months, because I couldn't... Like, that muscle just didn't go away. And so that's why when I was watching the World Series, like, I watched, like, 10 minutes of it with my dad because I was talking to them. And I said to my dad, like, a guy struck out. And I was like, and yet he's still gonna get paid $100 million. So, like, and he was like, you can't do what they're, like, you can't go up there and hit a 90 miles an hour fastball. And I was like, I could, and I could pitch a 90 miles. I fully believe I could beat everyone at baseball. Because softball, the ball is heavier. So I do believe I could at least pitch a 90 miles an hour fastball. The only, like, hitting might be harder because the ball is smaller, but I played backyard baseball. I've hit a baseball before. I fully believe I could win the World Series single-handedly. And that's my toxic trait.
All right,
Thinking I could beat professional baseball players at baseball.
I always like to think that I could win football because one time I played football against a huge guy and he wouldn't touch me because I was a girl, and I figured that out and I guarded him the whole time and he wouldn't touch me because I was a girl.
Yeah, but not every football player is going to be like that.
I know, but it's a toxic trait, so I'm allowed to think what I want.
That's true. That's true. Your toxic trait is believing you could beat everyone at football. Mine's believing I could beat everyone at baseball.
I'm gonna beat everyone at everything one day.
Okay.
I'm going to...
I want to do... I want to play a game with Jess where I win to see how she reacts. Like, I'm very scared she'd kill me.
I wouldn't. It depends on what game it is. Like, if it's, like, a regular board game, that's fine. If it's, like, a game where everyone decides who's the better writer, I might cry.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
And throw a chair.
But... Yeah, you do also, like, you do heavy weighted workouts, and I have exercise. I have, like, PCOS, and I gotta watch my testosterone levels, so I do Pilates, like.
Yeah, I just, you know, if
I'm
the
still
time
strong
comes,
enough. I'm still strong.
I
can pick up children.
Okay.
Yeah, Jess wants to be as strong as a superhero. I want to be as strong to, like.
As a mother?
Yeah, to be as strong enough to, like, you know, live well. Like, and be able to, like, lift things I have to lift. Like.
Yeah, I want to jump buildings. Yeah. Okay, we got so off track. But, I think we've talked quite a bit about Scooby Doo.
No, so like, we know how we have to end this. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We've got some work to do now.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Where are you? We need some help from you now.
So, Scooby, comment your favorite movie that you were in.
Yeah, Scooby, tell us what you liked being the star of the most.
We want your podograph.
We want your podograph. Okay.
All right. Tell us what your favorite Scooby-Doo movie was, and
we'll tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah, yep, pretty much. Bye.